told to mask indoors and outdoors, and particularly around our children. There's been a recommendation to mask in front of them. And
your own children?
Yes. So,
in your home?
I know,
not in your home, Adrian. Please don't tell me that. Not in your home.
Our health minister has recommended that don't even talk to your neighbor as much as you want that to be a friendly thing. We just can't risk it in this unprecedented times. So there must be a correlation between having these bacteria in your mouth and also wearing a mask all the time. Like that couldn't be helpful.
Well, if you were sick and wearing a mask all the time, yeah, I don't know what the consequences of that would be to you. Masks, I'll tell you, you're talking to a bit of an expert on the role of masks. I could say a few words about masks if you'd like, but it's probably not going to be helpful if that's the environment that you're living in with masks. So why ruin it with the truth? I mean, I'll tell you the science behind the masks and when they're really indicated, but I think it's just going to make you guys more upset and more distressed. But here's the deal. Outdoor masking is 100% completely insane. Insane. There is zero, or I would say near zero evidence that outdoors a mask would ever help anybody, protect anyone from anything in regards to this virus. I'll give you an exception. If you were at a rock concert where you were crammed in, third row, 50 deep, and it was a windless day, okay, maybe wearing a mask there might help you for a bit. But if everyone's screaming, you're probably going to get sick anyway. So do you understand what I'm saying? Like outdoors, in fact, they've studied this. They've looked at huge population-based studies, even from China. In fact, China, I still think to this day, they only have one documented case of an outdoor transmission, which was two friends who talked at very close range for over an hour outside. It's still, I think, the only documented true case that they really think that was the transmission. So outdoors is ridiculous. Indoors is where it gets a bit interesting. My personal belief is that masks are helpful, but in the following conditions. And it gets really hard to pin down what they are, but I call them the 4 Ds. Density of the room, dimensions of the room, the draft in the room, and the duration you spend. If you violate any of those 4 Ds, so small dimensioned, draftless, prolonged duration with a high density of people, I got to tell you, a mask would be critical, but it wouldn't be perfect because over time, if you spend too much time in that environment, even with a mask, it's not going to protect you. But I would say for short periods in that kind of environment, masks are critical. But, we have these big box stores here and huge grocery stores. Like if you go into like a big cavernous space and you're walking through briefly or just going in to buy milk and eggs and like masks aren't doing anything, in those. But, our agency, they can't make a rule for every single space. You know what I'm saying? Like masks are good here, they're not. But I just want to give people the science behind it is that's when it would be protective. I mean, if you're in a place with open windows, with just a few people in the room, and there's a draft, I mean, the masks aren't helping. But let's not go there, Adrian, because it's just going to get you poor smellies. Your poor smellies are going to get even angrier.
Look, you said enough, and there's nothing more to add. I think.
Yeah, nothing more to add.
Going to take the time to listen to this, we'll just know what to do from here on out. So